Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
All right, good morning. How's everybody doing? I think I'm unmuted now. Oh, good. You can hear me. I saw a peace sign out there. Thank you very much. I'm having some technical issues, so if I get booted off, it looks like there's some things going on in my area, and I had to get on a hotspot to join you guys today, but I'm here. So if I get booted off, I will be back, hopefully. Hey, this is Amy Izzo. I am a realtor and a team leader in Northwest Indiana and Illinois, and I am in my 10th year in real estate, in the middle of that. And my claim to fame is I built my business in a new area. So I had just moved when I got my real estate license. I had just moved to Indiana. Um, and in the first 6 months, I started booking my transactions that I've beat my minimum income goal that I set for myself by month 6 in the business. And I have beat that every month since for 10 and a half years. So consistently, I moved from a corporate company into real estate. So I was replacing a 6-figure income, which has grown about 5 times since I started. So, um, I love an opportunity to talk with all of you guys. And today I hoped to call through some of the leads in my system and kind of show you how I do my live calling. I'm going to try to do it on my phone because I can't share my screen. I can't do anything because I'm having some technical issues here in Indiana today. So I'm going to try to do it using my phone and see how it works out. So let's see what happens. So yeah, so today that's what I want to talk about. So let me start with, if you're not using a CRM, a customer relationship management system, you need to get one. If your company provides one and you have $0 to support your own system, use theirs, right? Just use theirs. Eventually, I want you to invest in your business and get your own. Why? Because you don't know that you'll stay at your company forever. That's why. And you need to have your own database that's just yours. But we all have to start somewhere, right? So some people that I talk to are starting on a Google Sheet, right? Or the old Excel spreadsheet if you're in my 40s like me, right? Google Sheet. I don't care what you start on. I really don't, as long as you start. I will say you'll lose track of the Google Sheet. And the Google Sheet won't do for you what a CRM will do for you. Write this down. A good CRM, a good customer relationship management system is going to hold your sphere of influence, hold the names, phone numbers, mailing address, email addresses of all of the people you know, like, and trust, and that know, like, and trust you, right? Your sphere of influence, your SOI. It's also going to hold the information for any leads that you generate, whether you door knock and you pick up names and numbers that way, whether people call you because they see your social media or they see your website, should you have that, or because you go to open houses and you collect those names and numbers. Those should go into those should go right into your CRM. So your CRM is going to hold all that information. And then what we want, ideally, your CRM to do, we want it to have a website, right? We want it to have an IDX capability. So it just means connects to your MLS so that all the listings in the MLS look like they're yours, right? You can share those. You can drive people to your website, and you can send home searches from your website instead of from your MLS, right? If you can create the traffic on your website that connects to your CRM and send home searches from a website that connects to your CRM, you can watch everyone's activity, which is what I was hoping to show you today in my CRM, but we'll have to envision it. So I'll help you envision it for a second. But that's what you want to do, is be able to connect all their activity to the record in the CRM so you can see what they're doing. And I want to cover this at the lowest level in case I have somebody listening live or on the replay. Welcome to the replay if you're catching this later. I want to make sure that you understand the importance of a CRM and you're not like, well, I got it on a post-it note. I met a coaching client who's got a marvelous board of post-it notes and it's really working for her right now. But as she grows, it's not going to be the best system possible. The post-it note can fall on the floor. It's not sticky anymore, right? We can lose track of it. And a post-it note, a Google Sheet can't uh, log a task and put it in our calendar and remind us to do stuff as we collect more people and we're actually calling them or watching their activity in our CRM. We want to be able to reach out to them at the right times. So that's the value of a CRM. It holds all that contact information, but also it allows us to send text messages, emails. It allows us, if we're really lucky, to make calls right from it. It records those calls if we're super lucky. So we can go back and listen to ourselves. Ooh, who wants to do that? Those of us that want to grow our business want to do that. I hate listening to myself, but I love it because I can hear what I said that was really good and what I could have done differently or better in any situation. We are in the human business. We are dealing with humans. So while we have scripts and we know the things we want to say and the order we want to say them, we have to make that conversational and we have to learn to say that based on how the conversation goes. And there's a human on the other side of the phone that I don't know what they're going to say or how they're going to say it until they say it. And then I've got to know what to pull out of my toolbox, right? So the skill set to build that is really, okay, let me have my people in my CRM. Let me have my leads in my CRM. Let me be able to watch their activity or their behavior. They were searching for 123 Main Street on my website. They wanted a home valuation. They opened my newsletter all the time. They never unsubscribed. Let me watch their behavior and then call them, check on them, and have the right openers and try to create, ready, a 2+ minute conversation or longer. If you can keep, ooh, balloons. If you can keep somebody on the phone for 2+ minutes or longer, what happens is in most cases, you'll get a next step activity. You'll be able to log their next step with them, which could be a showing, which could be pre-approval, which could be I'm coming over to see you, which might be I'm sending you a home search. I'll call you next week, right? Which might be I'll call you in a week, right? You just don't know until you talk to them. So we really want to be able to have this system to help us manage our calls, know who we've called, know who we need to call again, follow up, and also just be reminded of who to call. When I say call, I mean text, email, drip, whatever you got to do. I recognize we're converting a lot of people via text message these days. Lots of people aren't answering the phone, right? They're just text messaging. So call it what you want. I'm going to say call. I want you to call, text, and email when you're reaching out to anybody in your CRM. I want you to do all three things. See how they respond. That's the way they like to communicate. It doesn't mean you won't ever get them on the phone, but let's meet them where they are and communicate with them like that. So your CRM holds all that contact information, lets you text, lets you email, lets you do drip campaigns, right? Where you can set up that series of messages and it'll just go out when you assign the right person to it. It'll let you set a next task. Okay, I called Sally Sue. What do I got to do next? I'm going to call her in 2 weeks. I've got to send her a CRM, right? So you keep track of what you need to do. And it should let you log, oh, this person's in pre-approval. That's their stage. This person's hot lead, 30 days. This person's 12+ months. They've got to do some credit repair, right? This person has notes, has high motivation, low motivation. Here's what their motivation is. Kids have grown up and are going to college. They've got to sell before the kids go. Those types of things, because we're not going to remember, especially as our database grows, we're just not going to remember, nor should we be expected to. I use a system called Follow Up Boss. It's my favorite. I've used Boomtown, Sync, geez, I have so many. I can't even think of Lion's Desk. I've used so many. I probably used a dozen in all this time. I've been with Follow Up Boss. It is my favorite. It records the calls. It's super easy to use. I can see where I'm at any day of the week. It has the website. It can connect. Well, I connect it to a system called Sierra, to a website. So it has the capabilities to be connected to a website so I can see what's going on my website with my clients. and or with my leads. I am running outside of SOI PPC, pay per click leads through our website and trying to capture buyers and sellers that are just out and about. I will say this, if they're in your database, they're in 6 other databases too. So the follow-up is going to be the most important thing. I know we all hear this, and I was actually talking to one of the agents on my team recently. Her name is Keisha, and she captured a really nice buyer who I think will also be a buyer seller recently. And we were out on showings and we were talking about what the process or the journey was from the time this lead came into the database to the point where we got to pre-approval and showing. And there were 15 touches, 15 before the client took our call. She didn't unsubscribe. She didn't stop using our website. She didn't respond to our text messages. She didn't respond to our emails, but she opened them all. And so a combination of I've called, I've left a message, I've tried to connect, I caught them, they were busy, they couldn't talk to me. I sent a text, I sent an email, I sent a home search. I can see their activity. This is another thing. You can see their activity on the website. So you can see they're searching for homes at this price point in this town. Customize their home search and push it out to them. And say, hey, I saw you were looking at 123 Main Street in Crown Point, and you also looked at these. I've customized a home search around this criteria. If you'd like me to expand it or minimize it, let me know. Right? Send them some activity. Another thing I teach my agents to do is when you see that they're liking homes, call them an offer to show them a home or text them. Hey, when would you like to go out and see 123 Main Street in Crown Point? And when they respond, what other areas are you interested in? Shall I send you some other ones? I see other homes like this in the area. Let me send those to you. I'm going to send those to you. Or just send them to them. Hey, I know you liked that one, but I saw this one too. I'm going to book this one. We'll see too. Right? Just give them ideas. Who cares if they hate it? This is what I hear from agents. Well, what if they hate it? All I want is dialogue. I don't care if they like the home value I send them, sight unseen. I don't care if they like the home I sent them because I haven't talked to them yet. I care that they engage and they answer me and they go, I don't like that. And I'm like, what don't you like about it? What are you looking for? What's the dream? Right? I think my home's worth more than that. Great. I do too. Let's figure that out. Tell me why. What'd you do to it? Right? I love when they disagree with me. It gives me a chance to agree back. Hey, I understand. Yep. Let me figure that out for you. Right? So it's just a good opportunity. So don't be afraid to do too much with people you haven't really engaged with yet because you don't know them. You don't know what they want. They haven't engaged. They haven't told you. This is how we build rapport. So 15 times, and then she got the call and agreement to see homes. And now we're in dialogue. Now we're building relationship. Now we're in rapport. Now we're looking for homes. Now we've had a chance to be in person to get to know the family, move them to the next step. So that's all we're trying to do, but it all starts with some phone calls. So I can't show you because I can't share the screen today. I'm so sorry, you guys, but I've got somebody that registered on my website here, and looks like our last communication with them was 2 hours ago. Let's see. Oh, well, let me go to this one.
Make your call right now, Amy.
Huh?
Are you about to make your call right now?
I'm gonna make a call right now. Do you have a question?
No, yeah, I really just want to see which of the CRMs you're using because I use
I'm
Sync.
using Follow Up Boss. And I've used
Okay.
Sync, and that's fine. Here's what I'll say. Like, I don't know that maybe there is a bad CRM.
The one you use.
I've used a bunch, but it's just as long as you use it. Honestly, I've
The
used
one you
Sync.
use, for
Sync's
sure.
great. Yeah. If you
I
can
love it.
afford Sync and you love it, use it. Use the hell out of it. Learn everything there is to do and use the heck out of it. So, that would be my advice. I had no problem with Sync. The reason I went to Follow Up Boss a couple of years ago is because as I decided to expand my team, I felt it was a better fit for my agents and they like it better. The feedback has been, hey, it's easier to use. It's easier for us to work together as a team. They just liked it better. And it has a few capabilities that I wasn't getting with Sync. So
Like
like the
what?
call, well, like the call recording, and maybe Sync has that now, but back then it didn't. So the call recording, so records all their calls as long as they're 2 minutes
Okay.
plus, records all their calls for them. And so we're in the habit as a team of listening to ourselves. We don't like that, but we're in the habit of doing that, or they can tag me in a call and say, listen to this, what could I have done to convert? And I can go listen to it and give them some feedback. So
Yeah.
that's really the one of the valuable things. And they just felt like the GUI interface, the interface of it, the point and click of it was a little bit more friendly. So that's why we went to Follow Up Boss. And I continue to get that feedback. So we continue to stay there. But if you're with Sync and you love it, or somebody's with Boomtown, or
I'm good. I ain't got no
just
reason to, you know
keep
what I mean?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm
because
good.
it's so disruptive when you do change. It can be so disruptive that I wouldn't change if you don't need to. It'll do all the things, it'll
I
do all
just
the
changed
things.
companies like 2 months ago. So like I'm landing on my
Yeah.
feet with EXP, you know what I mean? And then bringing
Awesome.
Sync in is like all
Me
new
too.
because how you said when you move over, you definitely got to have your own CRM because if they try and turn the lights off on you behind your back and you ain't got your ducks in line, yeah, you're cooked. So
Yeah, it
and I
can
was able to bring all
totally.
mine because I made sure I had all mine like separated.
Good. Because that can
Yeah.
totally happen. And even if they don't, like they give you your data, somebody else is calling your people. That's what happens. You find out through, if you're actually calling your people, you'll find out that other people are calling your people that are at your old brokerage.
Mhm.
So it's just a common story that we want to
For
avoid.
sure. For sure.
That we want to avoid. Was that helpful?
No, yeah, I'm with you. I'm gonna make a call with you.
Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to make calls and we're going to see if I reach anybody. We'll see how I do. See if Nicole answers. I hope you guys can hear this okay. I plan to do this through my Mac, but it's not working. Now, if I don't get her, if I get her voicemail, I probably won't leave a message. Everybody has their own opinion on this. They don't know me, so I don't really leave a message. I will send them a text and an email though right now. So I'm getting voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. Do your thing. If you want to leave a message, leave a message. I'm gonna text her instead and see if she's better at texting. So, and I'm gonna say she looked at a specific property. So my text is gonna be um, just and spell their name right. She spells her name kind of unique. Her name's Nicole, and she spells her name kind of unique. So spell it right, you guys. People's names are really important. Let's see. So I'm just saying, I noticed you were interested. I noticed you viewed. I'm going to look at the address she viewed. So I noticed she viewed a home in St. John. So I'm just going to say that to her. Sorry, you can't see this, you guys. 8720. So I'm saying, I noticed I'm putting the addresses. I noticed you viewed 123 Main Street, St. John. I'm going to say, I'm setting up showings for the weekend. Are you available to tour that one on Saturday morning, or is Sunday afternoon better? That's when I'm available. She doesn't need to know. I don't know if she's pre-approved. I don't know anything about her. I don't care. I just want her to answer me, right? I just want her to go, no, those days suck. I'm not available on weekends. Or yes, I could do this day. And then get into dialogue with her and I'll worry about why is she buying? What's her motivation? Does she have a pre-approval? Is she paying cash? I'll worry about all that later, right? I just want to get in relationship with her. So I'm going to use what she did 2 hours ago. She went on my website and she looked at this particular property. She looked at it 3 times 2 hours ago. So my response is not going to be, I have another agent that responded to one similarly, and they were like, hey, how can I help you? People don't know you. So why do they want you to help them? They don't know you. They never met you. This is a text message. So I'm just saying, look, I see you saw that home. I'm setting up showings for the weekend. Which day are you available to go? You could say that any way you wanted to. So if you don't want to show homes on weekends, you could say it another day, another time. So whatever you like. Let's see. I will try another one. Got another buyer here. That one's looking for a lender. So I'm just dialing. They're not answering. That one didn't answer. So sometimes we get some no answers. Do you guys have questions on scripts until I get somebody that answers? Anything you're having trouble overcoming? You want to talk about?
People not answering their phone, but I'm calling right along with you.
Okay, cool. We'll call together, Darius. Thank you. So nobody's answering on my side either. So, but I'm gonna keep calling. That happens. We have days and times when they just don't answer. In my area, it's 10:30, so it's almost 10:30, 10:24, so it's a pretty good time to call. This is the guy that hangs up on us all the time. Cameron. We called yesterday. Let's try Cameron. See if he hangs up on me. He's hung up on a couple of my team members.
Hello?
Hey, Cameron, it's Amy Izzo at eXp Realty. How are you?
How you doing?
Pretty good. Hey, I saw you were looking at some homes on my website. The last one I saw was there in Naperville on 720 Small Court. Did you want to set up a showing for that this week?
Actually not. I was looking for my girlfriend. She's looking for somewhere and we were trying to find something together, but
That's awesome.
she actually changed her mind about Naperville. She wanted to buy a house, but she changed her mind because it was just a little too high for us, you know.
What's your budget? What are you guys looking for? I can get you some information on a better area with a better budget.
She was looking for something around 200,000, maybe 250.
Okay, 2 to 250. And how did you guys establish that budget?
She actually was she was looking to rent if she could have rent to own. What about rent to own?
So, hey, I love that question about rent to own. What I would say is it's not an impossible thing, but it's very, very, very rare. So, most of the rent to own situations are either between people that really know each other well and they don't always go super well, right? Or they're this. Or if we find someone, let's say I find a seller that doesn't want to sell the property and kind of take all the equity now because we're in a seller's market. So that's what most people are doing. They're selling it and getting all their money now. You know what I mean? So let's say I find somebody that doesn't want to do that. Here's what they're going to want to do. They're going to want to take 2 payments from you. And this is what people don't understand about rent to own. So they're going to, let's say the rent is $1,800 a month. Does that sound fair?
Uh-huh.
All right. They're going to want the rent payment of $1,800 a month. Then they're going to want another $1,800 a month for your down payment. So they're going to want $3,600 a month from you, right? And what they're going to do is the 1,800, the first 1,800, first half of that is going to be your rent. And the other half of that, they're going to save that in an account towards your down payment for however long that the rent to own contract goes. So if that's 2 years, 3 years, whatever you guys establish, right? So the problem with that is we are trusting a stranger that we don't know because it's just somebody like me or you, right? We're just trusting them to hold our $1,800 a month for 1 to 2 years or longer. So there's $22,000 in the first year we gave them. And if something changes, life changes, you decide not to buy the house or you decide to move out of state, they get to keep the down payment. You lose it all. On top of it, remember now when you rent, they don't just want first month's rent anymore. They want first month's rent. They want security. They want last month's rent. So that's a heck of a down payment for a rental. You might as well be owning it.
Yeah, but a lot of those places over 400,000.
Well, it depends on your area. You're right. In Naperville, that's where it's going to be. It depends on where you guys are open to live. So prices are up, that's for sure.
We've seen some beautiful places in Naperville.
Yeah. So is it just Naperville that you're interested in? Or are there some other areas that you'd be open to?
But I'm sure there'll probably be other areas that she'll be open to. What I could do is is this her number? It's 219-491-2810.
That is my direct line. Yeah, absolutely. My name is Amy. What's your girlfriend's name?
My name is Amil.
Did you say Emil?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Is that A-M-E-L? Did I spell that right?
Yeah. A-M-E-L.
Emil. Okay, I just want to get it right. Names are so important, you know? So how about this? Would there be a time then you and Emil and I can talk and we can figure out, just chat for a few minutes and figure out what it is that...
She get off today, I was going to try to give you a text and see if we can set up a check or maybe...
Yeah.
Because she get off around 3.
Sure.
See if we can talk to you about it and you probably can help us out try to find something.
I would love to help you out to find something. I would love to talk after 3. That'd be fine. Do you want to, you're going to use my phone number and send us a group text?
Hold on, I can hear you. Say it again.
I'm sorry. Did you say you were going to send us a group text, including her number?
Yeah.
Okay.
Through your number, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. You can do that. That would be great. Okay.
I'm going to give her a call first and let her know, and then I'll text you.
All right. Text me and let me know what
What's your name
time.
one more time?
My name is Amy. Last name is Izzo, Izzo, and I own the Amy Izzo Group. And it's just a website you guys have been searching on. So we wanted to make sure you were getting what you needed.
Okay, that's cool. I
Yeah.
like that. Thank you so much.
I like it too.
I really appreciate you today, and I'm gonna make sure I give you a text so we can try to set that up.
All right. I'll look for your text to come over today. Were you hoping if Emil's available to talk with me later today after 3? Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah, I'm thinking she'll probably be available after 3.
Okay, cool. So yeah, send that group text. Please include me. I'll watch for it. And then whatever time works for you guys, I'll go ahead and make sure I book that in my calendar for the day.
No problem. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome, Cameron. I'll be talking to you soon.
Yep, have a good one.
Bye-bye. So there you go. I got somebody. So, okay. So how'd I do? What sucked? What went well?
Sounded like a carbon copy of the conversation because I hear that about rent to own. And
Mhm.
I mean, you can, but
Mhm.
I gotta find the seller and you gotta find the seller, and then we gotta get that seller to agree to what you're trying to get him to do. And then like I ain't really breaking down I don't really ever break down the numbers like that with them. I just tell them like if you find them, I know how to get it there. But before this house on the market, if you go talk to them, they're about to just be like, nah, they'll want my money now.
I want them to know it's super expensive. So even if we find one, I'm like, if I find the needle in the haystack, it's super expensive and all the risk is on you. And if he had really stayed on that topic, I would have used that language. But he kind of accepted what I said and moved on. And he's like, it's just that they're expensive and we still want to buy. And everything we see is 400,000. Okay, well, let's have a conversation. Right? Let's figure this out, and if it's not Naperville, that particular area, it is going to be super expensive, but there are some other areas over there and their budget's going to be hard. Like when I have a real conversation with them, their budget, 250,000, it's going to be hard. The average sale in this part of the area is over 300,000, but there are some pockets where we can look. So that's what we need to talk about is where are they willing to live? What's the motivation to really buy so that I can help steer them. But if he would have stayed on that rent to own, I would have gotten across to him. It's all the risk is on you. And that's really all I'm trying to do with breaking down the numbers. Cause that's real stuff. You pay a higher payment because they're taking part of it for your down payment and part of
Just
it for
putting
your
it off to the
rent.
side. It's yucky.
Right.
Anytime you get those third party people, or like even like the third party rent to own like lenders, anytime you get those people or those companies involved, it just gets messy.
Yeah. And if you do find a company that'll do it, and there are some companies nationally now that will do it, that do a nice job. Look into them, but they're so far and few between. And they're not in my area. I've looked at them and they're not here. So the rent to own situations that happen here, usually all the risk is on the buyer and it's not a great situation and it's expensive. And I'm like, look, let me just find you a house to buy no matter how hard it is. Because we're going to do better in that direction.
Yeah, it's going to be way cheaper and you're going to be happier in the long run.
Okay. All right, so that's my time. I'm going to wrap up. That's the only one I reached. So I'm going to do this. If this is valuable, I'm going to do this again and try to hit those calls quicker without, hopefully I won't have technical difficulties, and try to hit those calls earlier in the conversation. And maybe that day I'll just hit more calls. But hopefully that was helpful to you guys. And I wish you the best. Like, get on the phones, seriously. Get on the phones and reach out to people. You just need to find one person a day that needs your help. That's all you got to find. That's it. So, and if that's your goal every day, if you do that 3 times a week, 4 times a week, you're going to be golden, right? So if I'm thinking you work 6 days a week in real estate, right? So if 3 or 4 of those days you actually hit the one person that needs your help, no matter when they need your help, even if they need your help later this year, next year. I know we all want now business. I do too, but a lot of times you're stacking people into your pipeline down the road, and sometimes they'll move up, right? But the more activity that you do, that's all this is. The more activity like this that you do, in addition to whatever else you're doing, open houses, door knocking, whatever else you're doing, the more sales you're going to have. So good luck, guys. Thank you. Have a great day.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.